Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead Cast with me, Matt. We have a 2v2 for you all here on the fields of Kendonk, this time on the Eastern Front. Let's go through the players. Represent the Soviet Union. We've got Schultz going straight at the game with Motor Strelki. And we have Roberta straight at the game with Shock Division. For the Soviet Union, of course, they are both Soviet Union, it's the Eastern Front. Represent the Axis. We have Chewie as Panzer Division for the Wehrmacht. And Sorzo as Waffen-SS without a command choice yet. We'll need to see how this turns out. Looks like the Waffen-SS is quickly rushing up towards the fuel point up here to the night of the Soviets if they can. The Sturm Pioneers to get a lot of a good infantry unit very far away. Oh, they're going really far, okay. They're gonna move up to like be deterrent by getting behind heavy cover there? Certainly looks like it, but the Soviets gonna come in from an angle. Oh! I can see how that engagement turns out, yeah. Shots are fired. Ooh, that shot definitely took down the Saber right there. The Soviets just scattering and spreading around the battlefield as they normally are. We also have some Volksgrenadier and some Grenadiers coming onto the field here for Chewie, so we have a basic 1-1-1 opening, which is pretty neat to see. Generally works out pretty well. The Waffen-SS is definitely going to be working a little bit hard here because there's going to be a lot of Soviets coming our way. Molotov being prepared here by the conscripts, and oh! Well, that's not looking good for the Sturm Pioneers. We do have the Sturm Grenadiers coming up, though, to make it more of the laying action here behind the ruined Stuk. Soviets have managed to get to the fuel point down here, though. The Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers are going to have a little bit of a hard time against all these Soviets, I feel. Sturm Grenadiers will do well unless the Soviets can get close enough for the Molotov. Oh, we also have a command chest from Source. Looks like this is SS Jäger. There's some very elite forces here on the field for the Germans, if they can utilize it. Bunch of Vicky on the field here as well for the Soviets. A little bit more of a better infantry squad. Grenadiers having trouble. Second Grenadiers coming onto the field here. Conscripts are trying to flank these Sturm Grenadiers. Looks like they might succeed here. Oh, not looking good for the Sturm Grenadier. And they're being cut to pieces at the moment. We do have another Sturm Grenadier coming up nearby, though. Will the Sturm Grenadiers get away? They will, thanks to the hedge there by looks of it. But Soviets have the upper hand field-wise at the moment, which will definitely be an advantage to them. Germans are going to try and hold the front line as best they can out here with the Wehrmacht. Big German infantry push coming this way. Francis might want to get out of there. Try to throw a Molotov. Pretty good 1-2. No, actually only killing one guy. You know, the Sturm Grenadiers back up here behind the Stuk, but they aren't able to capture the point at the moment. You know, more Soviets coming onto the field. Just lots of conscripts coming onto the field here. You also have a Maxim coming up behind. Manned by Shock Troopers and can be armed with body armor, which is the unique upgrade for weapons teams. If you're playing a Shock Division. Shock Division. Triple Sturm Grenadier here for the Jaegers. Very potent. MP40 is being handed out here to the Sturm Pioneer. That will prevent the Soviets from getting close. Well, the conscripts just have a lot of rifles at the moment. However, they are about to be flanked. You might see a splintering grenade going overhead, but the Maxim have already spotted the flank. Managed to get the splintering grenade off, but they have to evacuate. Splintering grenade only damaged one squad. Able the Soviets have an officer down here to oversee the front line now, a lieutenant from the Motor Strelki. You also have, Belarusian partisans called in. A cavalry unit available to Motor Strelki that they can get very early on actually. And sneak around, but they're not frontline fighters, so do not expect them to beat normal infantry and hit-on engagements, because they won't. Germans have lost a lot of units down here. Double MT-42 on the field though for the Wehrmacht. Try and cut down the area. I mean, this farm is definitely being a problem at the moment. We also have a Maxim here for the Motor Strelki. Early take-up coming up here for the Jaegers. Quadruple Sturm Grenadier, that's a very costly infantry attachment for the Waffen-SS, because Sturm Grenadiers are not cheap. They're fairly expensive, but they can be equipped with Sturmgewehren. at Jaeger, which is a very potent upgrade. Ooh, this MG42 is in trouble. And it's gonna get cut down. They need to get out of there. That's why I don't move your machine guns up without any support. I'm just trying to push through here, but there's a lot of Storm Grenadiers to cover the ground. They have been filled up with vodka though, so they are a little bit more durable.
We can now establish forward headquarters.
But the Storm Grenadiers should cut them down here.
We can now establish a forward HQ.
No, it looks like the conscripts actually won out in that engagement.
Nearby dwellings for field headquarters.
Germans are preparing for a big push here to try and secure the field. We also have some shock troopers on the field here, armed with double DPM. Make them a very effective long-range squads for support. Grenadiers are fighting against the Partisans, and the Partisans are not going to do too well, I think. Yeah, one Weitfried did it, but they threw a grain in return. Didn't kill anyone. Yeah, Partisans are not frontline troops. They will not be the infantry. Well, trained soldiers, that is. It looks like the shock troopers have revealed themselves. Okay, going out to force them back. But the Germans are securing that point down there, but still they don't have any access to the fuel. Notice that the forward HQ is going to be sort of very close to the front line, which could be risky. Probably plans to set it up behind the shed here. I might have been overthinking that. You have some shock engineers infiltrated from the structure here. So they're setting up a back here. It's still slightly close to the front line, but there's not really much else you can do at this point, I think. Set up some long-range engagement with the Storm Pioneers. Having the check machine gun, which is the unique weapon to them if you're playing as Motor. Maxim is getting a very good angle there in between the two buildings. Storm Pioneers are doing their best, but they have to fall back. There's too many conscripts coming our way. MG42 sitting up inside the farmhouse. They're under too much fire, but will they be able to succeed here? Well, the MG42 is starting to open fire, so they might win that engagement now. Don't underestimate the MG42, it's a very potent machine gun. Because there's some grenadiers holding the other flank down here. So it doesn't get flanked yet. The lieutenant moving out here in the open. Very risky. There's also the second machine gun. Yeah, force the lieutenant back. I'm moving him down out in the open like that. That's trying to flank. Bruno Grenade going overhead. Molotov in return. Well, the MG42 is definitely doing a lot of work on this Maxim. You're also seeing half-tracks being prepared here. Ah, we're gonna see a mechanized assault here from the Germans, aren't we? Flamethrower half-track and MP40 half-track. They could also both be upgraded with an MG42, but that is a little bit costly. But I sometimes think it's worth it. Cheeky flank there from some conscripts behind that hedge. Tractor went up in smoke there by the looks of it. Well, the fighting continues up here. Those conscripts have been quite a pain. Another Molotov, killing a few more Storm Grenadiers. Very nicely done. We have a little bit of an armored car attack here from the Motor Strelky with a 50 caliber on top, which means it can actually deal with these half-tracks pretty handily. MG42 cleared out there on the flank. Flamethrower half-track going up here. There is a tank hunter though. Immobilizing the half-track. A very good foresight there from the Soviets. But here comes the Fox Grenadiers now armed with the MP40s. And I don't think the Partisans will do much. We have the Motor Strelky though, being hit there by a rifle grenade. But that armored car has done a lot of work. Tank hunters down though, so it looks like the Germans might finally be able to get that fuel point if that pack doesn't die there. Oh, that might be a dead pack. Like a very potent armored car. We do have a Command Panzer II coming out though quickly. Well, the fighting continues along the other parts of the front with the Waffen-SS is holding up. They're still trying to get up to secure the fuel. Pan mortar equipped on the shock engineers. A good choice for certain conditions. Let's see if they actually fire the mortar. They're not really firing it, probably because of the smoke. Armored car did go down here to the Panzer II. Both sides lost a lot of the southern flank. Yeah, but so now someone able to secure the point here. Maxim is firing blindly to try and suppress the Germans inside. Doesn't look like it's working out at the moment. Probably shots are hitting something else. Yeah, the Panzer II is allowing the Germans to get a little bit more of a respite at this flank, but there is a Valentine tank coming out. Ah, we have a shock cam enabled. Very smart. This is probably a shock tank hunter that's in there. Good to see the shock cam actually being utilized. Here comes the Valentine. We also have a Ford HQ set up here by Arderschütz. Calling in the Soviet Airborne. Okay. Arriving with a glider here. Probably one of the few maps where the map is open enough in a 2v2 for having a glider landing. Kinda unexpected. And cool to see. I like to see battle groups you rarely see utilized being used. Here's the glider. Ooh, pretty good landing apart from losing one win. But now they can recruit Soviet air forces or air troops from this glider. Not something we see every day. Very good to see. But the shock troopers are still trying to hold on here. And mortar is still not firing. Ah, they didn't even get a shot off. You know, the Red Air Force is flying overhead. And the Soviets are overrunning the fuel point down here now. A bit more Soviet paratroopers coming out here. This one armed with the Dushka. You also get a mortar. And also T-70. Also they be armed with a Czech machine gun and a DPM. Giving them a good utilization of good variety of weaponry. Well, machine guns anyway. Players going overhead. Panzerjägers move down here. Also we have a pack inside Doppel Blitz to rapidly move it around. Good to see. Yeah, and then dropping out the pack there. Very nice. T-70 pushing up though. Not much action going on the other flanks yet. Well, actually they are. We're just gonna see it on the minimap unless we select the Germans because they have radio silence activated. One of the unique abilities of Jäger for the Waffen-SS. We also have an Untersturmführer arriving for the Jägers. And the Soviet light armor still trying to push up alongside the Oh! T-70 down for the pack. Valentine's not the only little bit of armor left. And the Soviet Airborne should be a pretty tough squad, though. That's something that the Germans can easily fight. They're using their machine guns there in the building. But the Panzer II is moving up slowly. Dushka might be cleared out, though, by a flamethrower. Oh, no, they stopped rough smoke when they retreat. Very smart. T-70 pushing up here, pretty risky. But it should be the Panzer II, but there is a pack. Oh, Valentine down in one shot. I think those paratroopers might want to pull back. Yeah, paratroopers are pulling back there. Second paratroopers got recruited from the glider. Being also equipped with a Czech machine gun and a DPM. Yeah, well, the Germans are still trying to creep up on the field here, but the Soviets are keeping them at bay. Soviet shock army is not the easiest to dislodge from a location, I guess. Soviets in general are very hard to dislodge from a location if they're fortified. I think most people are. MP4 just cut down the Konskov in short order. But the Germans are now finally getting a field point again. And they've had any for a while. Big push coming up here with some artillery coming in from the Lieutenant. Well, Untersturmführer, my bad. And now a big push here from the Germans. Trying to push the shock troopers off of the area. Of this little farm.
The Commissar has joined our ranks.
The Soviet airborne is still trying to figure out what to do next, I suppose. I think the Germans might have the upper hand in that engagement, but I don't know once the DPM starts firing. Because a double DPM is a pretty good bit of firepower. Untersturmführer is calling in some artillery. The precision barrage here in the farm, probably gonna demolish it entirely. Because that farm is pretty destroyed to begin with. And here it comes. Truck arriving here with a assist gun being towed, very smart. And artillery landing. Okay, I guess the farmhouse survives.
The enemy has killed another infantry.
That's surprising me at least. Sabas got shot down though. You have the Soviets trying to push down here again with the airborne. Dropping a smoke grenade in the path. One of the few Soviet units that actually have access to smoke grenades. Generally the Soviets don't have a lot of smoke grenade usage. Panther 2 is preparing an artillery barrage though. Looks like the Grenadiers have been equipped with a flamethrower they found on the ground. Supporting the Panzer 2. Oh, we have the Panzer Lehr called in! Unique battle group available to Wehrmacht Panzer. Very cool unit that can be very good in all kinds of situations. Once they've been equipped with MP40s and probably another gun, we'll see when they pop out. If they get remembered to be popped out. MP42 here arriving now for the Waffen-SS Jägers. T-45 being prepared here by the Soviets. We also have an MCHA tank being prepared here. A unique tank available to Soviet motor. Panzer Lehr has been pulled out. Looks like they only have the MP40s at the moment. No, one and also have an MG42, 100 rounds, which makes them a really good unit. And I guess the MG42 with 100 rounds is a very big deal in my opinion. But the Lehr's... Why don't infantry pulling back after that? Oh, because they can retreat here, right. They turned the farm into a Fort HQ after all. So we still have the shock camp here. The battlefield is quieting down a slight bit. Now the Germans have the fuel advantage by holding both fuel points. Big push here from the Soviet airborne. We also have a unit of sappers. Airborne sappers, rather. Panzer 2 is providing a little bit of an issue, though, and in a very good concealed position. But here's the MCHA, which does not survive a Panzer 2, a Sherman shot, that is. The Panzer 2 is not designed for that. MCHA pushing up. We do have the Panzer Lehr here, and they can throw anti-tank grenades. Ooh, that's a very bad spot to be in, though. Well, meanwhile we have the... Oh, we have a half-track flanking around here with the motor strategy. Flamethrower though on the half-track. Well, armored car rather, actually. Main gun down on the armored car. And they get killed. And well, the MCHA is doing a pretty decent job on the other side of the flank here. Looks like the hack cannot hit it here for some reason. I think this is a side blocker. And then we have the 85 here for the other Soviets, as they're trying to figure out what to do from here. This is being used as an artillery piece. Pack is now getting some shots in on the MCHA. MCHA's frontal armor so far working out in its favor. Oh, we also have a little bit of a bunker here with an MG42 to help support the flank. One good shot on the MCHA there. Oh, it's turning weird. Might be end of it. Oh, main gun gone, but it's still operational. Pulling back for repairs. Oh, Storm Pioneers are going in for the kill though. Oh, they missed! That's a dead Storm Pioneer, yeah. Big mode down by the Fontaviki. And the 50 caliber on top of the MCHA. So the Soviets are preparing a pushback up here with the shock troopers. Already preparing the squad entirely with PPS Aegis, which is a very potent upgrade for them. Was this Storm Grenadier grab the hand mortar? Probably not the weapon I'd suggest grabbing most of the time. It is good. Command Stuk here. Probably gonna take out the MCHA. Yep. Soviet air troopers do have anti-tank grenades, so you just need to get close. Panzer IV J also in the field here for the Waffen-SS to support the Wehrmacht. Let's see if the Panzer Lehr will be ready to move shortly. Looks like the Panzer... Oh, they grabbed an RPD from the ground. Okay. Oh, and they also grabbed the armored car. Should be fascinating. So the Soviets can't really push up here easily. 85 T-34 showing up though. Good shot there in the command Stuk, but critical hit there from the Panzer IV J. The 85 should win in a prolonged engagement though, thanks to its superior gun. And also, I think a little bit of more increased armor, but not a lot. It doesn't have that much armor compared to the Panzer IV J. Maybe it's the gun that's the important part. SS Fallschirmjäger on the field, another unique squad available to SS Jäger. A very potent squad, by the way. Most of the Fallschirmjägers are.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
I think most paratrooper squads are actually very potent, regardless of their faction. Just have some tank hunters here, equipped with a bazooka. Another MCHA arriving.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Soviet airborne is definitely not in the best position right now. Especially with all the mortar shells landing. But the German infantry has been pulled back there. It looks like the Waffen-SS is trying to do another infantry push, but I think the shock troopers have it handled. Although artillery is coming in from the Untersturmführer. Force the Soviets to pull back a little bit briefly. At least from one position. Setting up here with their PPS Aegis and DPMs. Already suppressing the Fallschirmjägers, force them back. I don't think the Germans can push up there easily. But the fighting continues on here. Ooh, AT grenade from the airborne on the Stuk, but they got killed. Not that worth it. Armored car is also now available for the Germans, however, that's not its machine gunners. Perhaps they don't have the ammunition they need. Probably very hard to get 50 caliber ammunition as a German.
Yes, comrade.
That's for J showing itself. Being under fire here from the Panzer IV J. The problem with the Panzer IV J is it doesn't have any high explosive shells, so it's not really the best suited for dealing with infantry positions, as you can see. T-34-85 showing up. No penetration this time. I don't think the J wants to risk that. Yeah, they did not. Panzerfaust from the Panzer Lehr. Oh, they didn't get off. High explosive could be loaded here, but that says a lot of German anti-tank equipment coming up. One rocket hits. Force the T-34-85 back. fact that increased cage armor. If not for that, it would be dead. Katyusha shells, or well, rockets. Unique artillery available to motor Strelki. Very devastating artillery piece, by the way. KV-2 coming up for the Shock Army. Okay, this should be fascinating. Really get to see a KV-2 being used, especially in such a small battle. Well, I call it small, but yeah, I mean more it being a 2v2. I do like the fact that we're seeing a lot of Soviet airborne being utilized. Very neat. The Sherman's trying to aim for the armored car. Yeah, there it goes. I want to allow the Germans to have that Lend-Lease vehicle they got from the Americans. It's their American piece of junk, not the Germans' piece of junk.
Comrades, we have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Let's see, KV-2's on the field now. Oh, we also have a heavy mortar here that I completely missed that from the Shock Army. Germans not having the easiest time pushing up there. MT fighting against the pack and the Stuk here. Flanking shot then from the pack, and Stuk takes it out. Panzer pushing up here.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Supporting this Maxim that's been grabbed by the Germans. And the Grenadiers pushing up with their Flammenwerfer. Here's the KV-2 with a recon squad for support. Very nice. Because the KV-2 in itself has very bad spotting. And that's the power of a KV-2 shot right there. One deleted squad. Airborne might be in trouble here. They're actually doing pretty well with the SVTs. But don't underestimate the SVT and the Airborne at that, I guess. You know, the KV-2 just slowly killing German positions. Being relayed the coordinates and information by the recon squad here. Yeah, someone seems to like the big boom. I am also a fan of the big kaboom. Katyusha rockets landing on the German front line. Not a lot of them though. Well, just a short barrage. Probably trying to save their munitions. Ooh, KV-2 now fighting the HQ. Fallschirmjägers are trying to flank. The KV-2 is very vulnerable despite being a heavy breakthrough tank. It only has 900 armor rating on the front, which is not a lot considering its job. More Soviet airborne trying to hold up here. 84-2 getting inside the trench though. Was that the Maxim? That's the Maxim. The KV-2 pushes up here though. The Shock Army is preparing to do its full assault. Ooh, Panzerjäger still could get a rocket off. One rocket hits. That's gonna force the KV-2 back for a while. Unless they want to keep... Oh, they want to keep doing it. Oh, good shot. Killing a lot of the Germans. Panzerjägers cannot get another rocket off. T-45 is taking a lot of heavy hits. Lost its gun. So it will get away though. But the Soviet airborne is unable to secure the field down here. The Panzer Lehr is just able to keep them at bay. But the Panzer Lehr might be in trouble now inside the trench. The MCHA is pushing up and the pack has been decrewed. Ooh! Panzer Lehr killed. Stuk is trying to get a flank shot on the MCHA. No penetration from either side at the moment. Okay. There we go, an engine burning. That's what they needed. And there we go, empty down. But the Soviet shock army is definitely getting the upper hand on this flank, slowly creeping up, and the Waffen-SS is not really able to do much. They are getting a Panther though, and the Panther is a very potent vehicle for the SS Jägers. Probably get one of the best Panthers in the game because they get the full version of it with infrared optics at that, which is absolutely nuts.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
And for 2 are manned by some pioneers. But these airborne are in a good position at long range behind heavy cover. And so they're definitely not having a good time there behind that destroyed Valentine. I think that KV-2 is almost ready again. I don't think the Jaegers will hold on for long unless that Panther is a miracle worker. Which Panthers can be. Panthers can do stuff that you would not expect of them. Yeah, I'm trying to push up, but that's going to be a bad idea with all the machine guns. Oh, that's it. They actually got close, throwing a grenade. Almost killing the pioneers on the MG42. But they get killed in response.
Squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
KV-2 is being used as an artillery piece, because yes, it can actually do that. If it becomes defensive one, it gets the upgrade that can turn into an artillery piece, as you can see. Which makes it very potent.
Panther, ready to move.
You need to keep an eye on what the Panther does when we get to that point. Because that's going to be the Germans' only way of holding off at this flank. Because the KV-2 will just kill all the infantry one by one. And the Panther's gun immediately penetrates the KV-2 as expected. KV-2 only stuns. The Panther's gonna lead the charge. They want to take out that KV. I don't blame them. Another good shot there. 85 is trying to make a distraction. Well, the Fallschirmjäger is just slowly pushing up the road, evidently. Recon squad got spotted. They're still trying to go for the KV-2. Flanking shot there from one of the 85s. Forcing the Panther back. Okay, well, the airborne, well, not airborne that much at the moment, just Soviet troops are still trying to get to the fuel here, but the Wehrmacht is keeping them at bay.
Time for action.
Panther definitely needs some repairs quickly. In the 42 underground, there if someone wants to pick it up. Manstruck is still doing its best here on this front line. And the Lux are slowly being destroyed by this PTRS. Another good shot there, but it will get an artillery strike off. And so they can actually repair, by the way, so that's like a callback, I believe, to Company of Heroes 1, where the Panzer lead faction was actually the Panzerlehr, as I understand. More Fallschirmjäger is being repaired by the Waffen-SS. Panther needs to get repaired. Katyusha opening fire. Oh, almost killing the Panzerlehr there. Manstruck is immobilized. Oh, that's not a good position to be immobilized in. He's just not really getting any good penetrations though. Which is expected, it's just an anti-tank rifle. But it gets taken out by the 85 there. Panzerlehr, 2 Panzerlehr Grenadiers and some Pioneers pushing up. 1 guy left. Getting killed, that's not good for the Germans. They're suffering very heavy losses here. Are they gonna go for King Tiger? They only need 20 more fuel, but they can still get some more infantry out. I feel like we're gonna see a King Tiger at this point. The man looks still holding on. Panther pushing up, took a big penetration from 85. Panther takes us to 185. One rocket hits the 85 there. Looks like the Panther can still get out of this alive. Oh, it's gonna go try and go in for a kill. That's a very risky maneuver. I would not want to risk it if your tank has that low health points. You probably just pull it back.
They're ready. Send orders.
And even you're gonna see a King Tiger. Okay, the Germans are sending the heaviest armor in here in this little farmland to hold them off.
Have a forward structure under attack.
KV-2 is opening fire with an artillery strike. Looks like they're cancelling or what's going on, I'm not sure. Putting it back for repairs by the base repairs, very smart. Second Panther coming out, that will probably help the Germans a lot. I think the Germans are actually starting to get some heavy armor that could actually turn this into a German victory if they know what they're doing. One Soviet player has definitely not been doing too hot after they lost a lot of this stuff mid-game. But the Shock Army is still pulling through a lot. Shock Army is pretty potent after all as a commander.
Listen up, men. Ready for orders. Incoming.
Artillery being called in here by Chewie.
Enemy spotted. Trying to engage.
Artillery going in here. That 4 HQ is not gonna last long. Yep. Collapsing on the weight there of the artillery shells.
Heavy tank here.
Panther, ready for action. Send orders. It's time for action.
Here comes the second Panther. King Tiger's almost on the field here for the Gamma. We also have more Panzer called in. Good to see. Like to see the Panzer being called in.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Yeah, I think that glider is about to go down. If the Lux keeps firing at it. We do have another M-check coming up here. Now we have double Panther for the Waffen SS. Very potent combination when they work together. We'll probably spread them out a little though. Want to risk them both being immobilized by a single KV-1 or KV-2 shell. Here's the King Tiger. Are the heaviest tanks of the war, and I believe their heavy is the heavy tank, because obviously tank hunters are not heavy tanks. Very potent vehicle, by the way. Very hard to deal with frontally. With basically anything. 2800, that's a lot of frontal armor value.
Prepare yourselves.
I'm very prone to getting immobilized though, like most German heavy vehicles. I have a lot of severe issues with their gearboxes and other stuff. Mostly because of how heavy they are. One Panther's been relocated evidently to support the King Tiger. Probably to help deal with the M-Tia and such. M-Tias, to be specific. 85's also relocating. Oh, they might be going in for a shot here on this pan from the northern flank soon.
The T-gun is ready for combat.
Once the King Tiger shows, that's going to be a problem for the Soviets. Panther's pushing up here against 85s. 85s are backing off. Not a fight they won at long range.
Panther, under attack.
We have a lot of maneuvering going on here. King Tiger's revealed itself. One MT basically taking out. It actually is dead. It's out of control. One MT is going for a flank though. Oh, the King Tiger started having his flank covered. You always want to keep the flank of your King Tiger covered. Oh, looks like so far though the back armor is working out in its favor. They lost the vision block. Commander is wounded. There we go, they got it though, thanks to the Panther. If not for that, I would actually be a dead King Tiger. One Panther goes down in the center while that happened. They definitely need to get repairs quickly. Oh, that bazooka should just missed. Katyusha shots going in. Looks like they didn't destroy the tanks though. I feel the Soviets need to prepare to make a push of some kind. They probably need to overrun the Germans before this gets out of hand now. Now that the Germans have access to their heavier armor. So we have the 15 Panzer Grenadiers coming out. Unique squad available to Wehrmacht Panzer. So this is a good assault infantry that can work alongside your tanks. This is kind of the point of the Panzer Grenadiers. Mines are being prepared here by the Fallschirmjägers. Well, the heavy mortar keeps sealing around the battlefield. Gonna take a while for that King Tiger to be fully ready. King Tigers take a while to repair. Most German heavy tanks take a long time to repair. Panzer Grenadiers on the field here now, the 15th. Another MT being prepared here by Ada Schultz, and more Soviet airborne being called out from the glider, while they still can. The shock troopers are trying to push up here, but there might be too much fire coming our way. That's probably a dead squad. Yeah, they mowed them down. Okay, we might try and get some shots in to destroy some German squads. Yeah, that's one squad done. That's the power of that KV-2. Now the Panther has to relocate back to that front line quick. Because without the Panther there, the KV-2 can just play with them. The King Tiger is ready to move though anyway, so I guess that works out. Soviets need to coordinate if they want to take out that King Tiger. Unless they can outflank it like last time. If that Panther hadn't been there from the other German player, they would probably have taken out the King Tiger right there. But that MT might be in trouble. Yeah, immobilized. And lost its gun. It's very hard to fight a King Tiger frontally, as you can imagine. If not near downright impossible. Oh, lots of machine guns there, still killing the Germans. Okay, one Panzer there staying behind the tank, good. Using it as cover. Let's moving up now. And for the center here fighting against 85s. Got a good shot in there. And maintaining its front. 85 down. Needs to focus on the KV-2 now. Panther's very hard to deal with frontally, just like the King Tigers. 85 is going for a flanking shot though. Oh, it hits the wreck of this previous tier, 85. Oh, not good. Oh, KV-2 immobilizes the Panther though. And 85 gets a penetrating shot. Glider finally goes down here on the assault flank while the King Tiger and the Wehrmacht Panzer Division pushes upwards. Katyusha opens fire.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Destroys some of the support infantry, but no... Oh, it actually destroys the Panzer II command tank. Bazooka grabbed here by this crew of the command vehicle. And the King Tiger keeps pushing forwards. Risky maneuver. MT pushing up. Copy the new target. Take now in one shot. I think the Soviets need to do something. As that King Tiger could still threaten the base now. It's already veterancy free. KV2 trying to get a shot in the Panther. Panther penetrates though. Oh, almost killing the KV2 there. KV2 down. That's a big deal. 85 might be in trouble here. Oh, no penetration. But without the KV2 now, the German infantry and the Waffen-SS flank can do a lot better, I feel. Panzer is definitely taking some hits there, but they will be able to get that bunker up by the looks of it. I think the Soviets might lose this one. Like it's turned around after the Germans got their heavier vehicles. Getting into those tank hunters. Yeah, one of the Soviet players don't have a lot of stuff left. Second KV2 being prepared. Cis truck down. 2 Cis guns though have been pulled up here on the road. Explosive load here on the Panther. Take out the crew of 1. The frontal arm of the Panther is paying off. Getting a shot down the 85. It's driving up again. You know, the King Tiger space is almost barricading in the Soviets in their base. Oh boy, definitely looks like the Germans might have this solved. And those Panthers just really turned the fight around on the Jaeger's flank. Probably a good idea they went for Jaegers, they can actually get the Panthers. It's very hard to get Panthers generally. Oh, good penetration there from the Cis gun. King Tiger's moving up. Oh! Tank destroyers getting on the flank here. Stolen Panzerfaust didn't do anything. At this point, the Soviets pull back. I guess they lost this one. This was quite the match. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.